Hello, class of 2024. For those of you who don't know me, I am Mr. Principe, one of the assistant principals and supervisor of guidance. On behalf of Mr. Hines, the interim principal, and Mr. Flanagan, the other assistant principal, I would like to welcome you to Riverdale High School. Today, I plan on taking you to a little walking tour of the building. You are going to have questions. Please know that besides Mr. Hines, Mr. Flanagan, and myself, teachers, guidance counselors, secretaries, custodial staff, and anybody here in the building is available to answer your questions. All you have to do is ask. Remember, we are here for you. So, if you're ready, I'm going to put my mask on and let's start the tour.
Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Flanagan and I am the other assistant principal here at Riverdale High School. I'm just going to take my mask down so that I can tell you a few things that you're going to need to know when you enter the school every day. Obviously, you will be wearing one of these when you enter the school and while you are in school. I'm in the front foyer of the high school by the oval entrance. Okay, so there's a few things you need to know about this when you get here. So when you walk into school in the morning, okay, these are temperature kiosks, okay, and there will be several of them stationed around the school, including 2 in the main foyer. So when you walk into the school, there are 2 things that you will have to do. One of them is to walk up to a kiosk, and you will show your face, and you will get the red dot in the middle of your forehead, and it will read your temperature in under 2 seconds. Okay, so this just read mine. My temperature's normal. I'll be ready to go. There will also be a daily component that you will have to fill out on your phone. Okay, and it will be very simple. We're not going to talk too much about that right now, but that is forthcoming. Okay, the other things you need to know about the front entrance, the main entrance to the high school are, if you are late, you must come in to this entrance. This is the only entrance we'll buzz you in if you are later than 8:35. This is also where if you have forgotten your laptop or anything like that and a parent or sibling needs to drop it off, there will be a table located inside of the doors and they can put that item on the table and we will bring it to you. Okay, behind me actually is the main office. For those of you that are new to the school, okay, the main office is located right next to the front foyer. Okay. So that kind of brings us to the next part of this, which will be the flow of the building. So we're just going to take you through, show you what a hallway is going to look like, show you what a stairwell is going to look like, because it's not going to be normal, and we'll even take you into a classroom on the 2nd floor. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Flanagan. Since there's nobody around, I can take my mask off. But normally, while you're in the building, we want you to have the masks on all the time. Okay, you've been cleared to come into the building. I am standing right outside the main office. From the main office and the main entrance, if I go to my right, I will be heading towards the 200 wing. The 200 wing is the art wing. That's where most of your art classes will be. Also, and we'll take a walk there, when I get to that point, to the left is the tech office. That's where, if you have any issues with your computer, you would bring your computer and to let them know, and they will either try to fix it or most likely they will give you a loan. So again, I'm in the main foyer. To the right, if we go, my right, your left, it would be the art wing and the tech department. As you come in through the main entrance, directly in front of you is the auditorium. Let's take a look. I am now standing outside of the main office. So when you were cleared to come in, if you made a right, the first office that you will come to is the main office. In the main office, you will find the principal, Mr. Hines, both myself and Mr. Flanagan. You will also find Mr. Hirsch, who is our campus monitor, and obviously the secretarial staff. Also in the main office are the mailboxes of all the teachers. Across from the main office is one of our 3 stairwells. Now you will notice on this stairwell it says stop, do not enter, down staircase only. For your safety, what we've decided to do is the main staircase will be an up staircase only, and the 2 side staircases will be down staircases only. So that's why we have this sign here. What you will also notice as we walk down the hallway, there are these blue circles letting you know which way we would like you to walk. Basically, what we want you to do when you're walking down the hallway, we want you to stay to the right. This way we're keeping social distance as you pass by other students in the hallway. As you come down the hallway past the main office, to the right you will come to the guidance offices where your guidance counselors can be found. Also in the guidance office are 2 very, very nice people, Ms. Abesso and Ms. Neary, who are the secretaries to the guidance department. To your left you will find the media center or the library. Ms. Connolly is our media center specialist. As you continue what seems like your long journey down the hallway, you will come to the infamous Y. We call it the Y because when you get to it, you split into 2 directions. You can either go left or right. Right before you come to the Y is the newly placed attendance office. It used to be across from the main office, but we've done some changes here. So now the attendance office, which the attendance officer, Ms. Ioli, is now located right before you get to the Y.
Thanks, Mr. Principe. I'm standing at the Y. The Y is where the main hallway runs into the 2 other hallways that will take you around the school. Behind me, to my right, to your left, is the 600 hallway. As you leave the main hallway, if you were to stay to your right, continue walking, you will find the special services office and a few business classrooms. Down the end of the 600 hallway is the cafeteria. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. To my left, to your right, behind me, is the up staircase only. So when you think of the Y, the staircase at the Y is up only. Okay? Upstairs is the 900 wing. The 900 classrooms are for English and social studies classes. We'll go up there a little bit later. Okay, standing in the 500 hallway. I've just flipped around from the Y. The 500 hallway has some world languages classrooms, some science classrooms. As you can see, there's 2 things in the frame behind me that we need to talk about. Number 1 is lockers. Lockers, we cleaned them all out at the end of June and we found some interesting stuff. Unfortunately, you will not be issued lockers this year. We don't want people congregating in the hallways. We don't want to slow down traffic flow. Okay, the other thing is restrooms. Restrooms will only be able to be occupied by 1 person at a time, and it is something we will have to monitor, and it is something that you as students are going to have to monitor as well. Okay, I'm going to throw it over to Mr. Principe now, who's going to take you to the 400 hallway.
Thank you, Mr. Flanagan. Now we've entered into the 400 wing. As you walked into the 400 wing, you passed another one of our staircases. That is a side staircase, and again, it will only be used to come down. You will not be able to go up that staircase. Down the 400 wing, you will find a multitude of classes. You could have a science class, you could have a world language class, or you could have a math class. As I'm finished with the 400 wing and I pass through the double doors, I enter into the 300 wing, which is where you're going to find all your math and science classes. What you should take note as you come into the 300 wing, the stairwell directly in front of you is going to be a down stairwell only. Over my shoulder, my left shoulder, you can see this is a handicap ramp which we will use as you come from the 300 wing into the 400 wing as your up ramp. I am now going to continue and pass the ball over to Mr. Flanagan.
So this is the beginning of the 300 hallway. Mr. Principe just told you that this is where your math and science classes will be located. Behind me is the chorus room, and across from it is the band room. And they can be tough to find if you don't know where to find them. So they are in the 300 hallway, where the 300 hallway will meet the 200 hallway, which is to my right, to your left. The 200 hallway will have your TV media classes and your art classes. So if you've been following along, you probably realize that we've made an entire lap of the first floor of the high school. About 50 feet from where I'm standing, to my right, to your left, is where we came in. Where I'm standing right now is the beginning of the 200 hallway. Behind me is TV media, and then to my right, to your left, is the tech department. You have laptop issues, any technical difficulties at all, you will notify the help desk and come here. Okay, behind me is the up staircase, which tells you that I am now upstairs in the 900 wing. The middle staircase, as we said before, the one at the Y is going to be for coming upstairs only. When you get to the top of that staircase, you can either go right or left. The social studies and English classrooms are upstairs. The two staircases on the far sides of the 900 hallways are for going downstairs only, and this is very important to remember.
Okay, I hope we haven't lost anybody, and we're actually coming to the end of our tour. So what I've done is I've proceeded down the 600 wing, and on my way down the 600 hallway, to the left of me is the cafeteria. Normally the cafeteria is used just for that. It's the cafeteria where the students can eat their lunch. We also use it for study hall. During this time we will be using it for classrooms as well. Past the cafeteria is the kitchen, where once again, when in normal times, and hopefully that will happen sometime this year, you will be able to go into the kitchen and get your food. I am standing now at the edge of the commons. To the left of me, behind me to the left, is one of our gymnasiums. It's the upper gymnasium. To the right, you will find, past these trophy cases, you will find the teacher's lounge. As you head down the stairs to both the lower gym, the 800 classrooms, and Mr. Nelson's office, before you get there, on your left-hand side, you're going to see 3 offices. Right now, 2 of them are being used. The first one that you're going to come to is the nurse's office. Ms. Krieger is our nurse. The third office on your left will be Dr. O'Neill's office. She is our student assistance counselor.
Okay, as we mentioned in the beginning, there's only going to be 2 places where you can enter the building in the morning. One was at the main entrance, at the Oval, on the Oradell side of the building, and the other is going to be in the cafeteria off the 5th Ave lot. There are 2 doors in the cafeteria. One is behind me. The other one is on the other side of the cafeteria. When you enter in the morning, there will be a kiosk at each door, so it does not matter which door you come through. We will ask you, as we had mentioned, to show us your app that you will have to fill out, and then get your temperature scanned. Then you will continue one way to the cafeteria doors in front of you, and you will go to your period 1 or your period 5 class.
Thank you, Mr. Flanagan. Well, class, we've come to the end of our tour, and we're going to end it right where we began it, in the main hall, the main entrance to the high school. Some key points to remember. We are asking all students check in between 8:05 and 8:35 in the morning, and remember, you can check in, or there are 2 entrances into the building, the front of the building and through the cafeteria. If you happen to come in past 8:35, you will only be allowed to come in through the main entrance. We know we gave you a lot of information. We know you're going to have questions. As I said at the beginning of the introduction, that we are here to help you. So please, if you have any questions, please feel free to call or email any of us. With that, I thank you for taking this time today to share it with us, and stay well.
Hello, freshmen. This is Mr. Hines. I'd like to thank Mr. Principe, Mr. Flanagan, and Mr. Traina from our media department for creating the video you just observed. Hopefully you found the information informative. From entering the building for the first time and completing the screening process, to following the arrows that indicate hallway traffic flow, to locating your classrooms for the first time. Be patient. Within a few days, we'll establish a routine. We'll all gain some sense of familiarity with the new normal, and we'll get on with the school year. For now, enjoy the last few days of summer. Stay tuned for updates concerning the opening of school on September 4th. And remember, when you do enter the building, you will need to wear a mask. Wearing is caring. See you soon.